Yeah, so indeed, we have posted a very strong second quarter, and the growth is also indeed broad-based. So especially our big three contributed heavily, which is in the pharma business, our new pipeline products. So Mavenclad was able to double its sales, Bavencio even tripling sales. In life science, which was at the same time the main driver for the upgraded guidance, our base business as well as the COVID tailwind were able to accelerate further compared to the very strong growth that we have seen already earlier this year. And finally, after a somewhat slower start into the year in our semiconductors business, which is part of our electronics division, we have also seen a nice uptake here in the second quarter with a 12% growth in semiconductor solutions.
So you are involved in semiconductors, as you pointed out, largely through the acquisition of Versum Materials. How exactly are you connected to what's happening with chips, the chip shortage, and if you can give us any insight into what you're seeing and whether we will see pressure ease anytime soon?
Yeah, so first of all, you're absolutely right. So the Versum acquisition gave us a big step forward in the, from our point of view, critical material classes that will be relevant for future chip production. So think about deposition materials, think about spin-on dielectrics, or for example, CMP slurries. So that has given us a broad portfolio now to support our customers. And when we look forward, so let's say on the most recent trends in the market, you mentioned the scarcity of semiconductors at the moment. I would say when there are scarce or when there is big demand on the side on the customers of our customer side, that usually is a positive signal for us. What we see in the midterm coming actually is capex debottlenecking investments, and also higher utilization rates and a bigger demand, obviously, for chips going forward, which will be for us a positive signal in the midterm.
Very clear and interesting to lay out how you fit in there into the supply chain. Looking at your guidance more broadly today, not only have you raised your 2021 guidance, but you've also given selective guidance for 2022. I'm curious what gives you the confidence to forecast that far out, and how much visibility do you actually have?
That's a good point. Admittedly, so under the current circumstances, especially the still big uncertainty around the topic how the COVID pandemic is going to develop or evolve further, there is still, I would say, a fair amount of uncertainty when it comes to forecasts into the future. However, I mean, what we see, especially in our life science division, and that was the major driver for the guidance upgrade for 2021, and also with a more positive outlook beyond 2021 and 2022, we see a very stable and elevated demand situation still persisting. What gives us also confidence is that lead times, for example, have significantly increased or widened. So we have a pretty good visibility through our order book, our order intakes over the next 9 months at least, so well into 2022. And just looking on this order book, we can draw conclusions how next year is going to be. And we feel quite comfortable in upgrading our guidance, especially on life science for 2022.